everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon. I am a mama of 8 kiddos. We have 7 kids home today. My oldest daughter spent the night at a friend's house. She is house watching or house sitting, whatever you call that, for them. So there's just 7 of the younger kids here. I'm getting ready to make lunch, so I'm going to show you what I'm making and how I make it. This is one of our favorite meals. It's called sweet and sour meatballs, and I actually got this recipe from a friend, and everybody loves it. So it's really easy and fairly quick. So I'm just going to show you how I make it. The first thing I'm doing is getting rice. I like to use jasmine rice. And when there are 10 of us home, I will cook 4 cups of rice. So I do 4 cups of jasmine rice with 6 cups of water in my pan. Can I get some water, sweetie?
Yep.
And what I do is I just turn on the burner and I let it come to a boil. And then I let it boil for just 2 or 3 minutes maybe. And then I turn the burner off and leave the lid on and just let it sit for about 40 minutes or until I'm ready to eat it. Which could be an hour or whatever. You know, this is easy to, rice is easy to make, and then just let it sit until you're ready for it. But it's 4 cups of dry jasmine rice to 6 cups of water. So it's 1.5 cups of water for every cup of dry rice. And then I just give it a stir in the pan. A lot of people rinse their rice. I do not do that. When I rinse, I end up with more rice down the drain than what goes back in my pan, so I don't do that. So I'm gonna just turn my burner on high here, and then I'm gonna get to work on the meatballs. I will put this recipe down in the description box, so if this is something that sounds good to you or looks good, make sure you check out that recipe and try it for your family. I'm gonna put the recipe like as for a normal size family instead of for 10 people like I do, because I do a little bit different than what's on my recipe card since we have so many mouths to feed. So what I put in the description box will just be for 4 or 6 people rather than for 10 people. Alright, so my meat is defrosting right now. I'm gonna get my other ingredients out. For the meatballs, you need ground beef. You could also use like ground venison or ground turkey or ground chicken even if you wanted to. You need eggs, chopped onion, which I'm going to use onion powder instead of chopped onions, and oatmeal and salt and pepper. So I'm going to get those things out and ready so that when my meat is done, we can get our meatballs mixed up. And I'm going to bake mine in the oven today rather than cook them in a pan on top of the stove. Because it's easier. I stick them in there and I don't have to mess with them and they cook. So that's what I'm going to do today. I set the oven for 350 and I'll bake them for about 20 minutes in oven at 350. My rice is boiling. You can see that in there. Just barely started, so I'm going to give it a couple minutes and then I'm going to just shut the burner off and leave the lid on. Okay, in my bowl I have 4 pounds of hamburger or ground beef. And my recipe calls for 1 to 2 pounds and a cup of oats. So I'm gonna put about 3 cups of oatmeal in here. Well, maybe 2. Let's see what it looks like. I'm gonna put 2 cups of oatmeal in there. And to that, I'm also gonna add 2 eggs. I'm going to add some onion powder. And this I just like sprinkle in here as much as I think I need. And I'm going to add some salt. Wait a minute. I also am going to add some Worcestershire sauce, just because I like the flavor that it adds. It just gives a little boost of yumminess. So I just put some sprinkles in there. That's not in the recipe, but that's just something I like to add. Let me get these cooking in the oven, okay, and then I'll come get the batter in for you. Alright, now I'm going to remove my rings so I can get my hands in here and start, put this in my pocket, start mixing things up. Actually, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to spray my pan first. This is going to make a lot of meatballs, which is good because we always want more than what I make, so I'm trying to make a little extra. And I'm going to spray my pan, which I don't really think is necessary, depending on what kind of hamburger you use. So this is ready, and now I'm going to start mixing up my meatballs. Water, you need vinegar. I'm going to use apple cider vinegar. You also need ketchup and cornstarch, but I don't have any cornstarch, so I'm going to use xanthan gum because that's what I have. You also need brown sugar and soy sauce. So I'm going to measure these out and get them in the pan so that it can cook and thicken up while the meatballs are done, or while the meatballs are cooking. Then I'll work on whatever vegetables we're going to have to go with this, which I must have to look and see what I got because I have no idea. oatmeal. Took me about 35 or 40 minutes maybe to make it. We're just gonna have ours with sliced cucumbers because that's what I've got in the fridge. I'm gonna get the table cleaned off. I will show you a quick picture, look at what it looks like when it's on the plate. But thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. That would help me out tremendously and I would appreciate it very much. I hope you have a great day. Bye.